Alright. Hello. Or no. Let me not say that. Hi. What's up? It's Infamous Isaac, I'm here. And well, it's a terrible intro. Anyways, yeah, I'm here with the One Piece reviews. And you can probably tell because I'm on the Going Merry right now, but um so prior to what I'm saying right now, I actually recorded this video already, but I forgot to have my microphone in for my mic, or not mic, my headset. So I was just here rambling about Skypeia for 10 to 12 minutes and nobody could hear me. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little irritated, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But now that I went through that, I have basically what I want to say in mind. So it's not even gonna be that bad. But anyways, yeah. I'm here with Skypeia, right? I haven't done a video like this in a couple months, so I've been meaning to get to this, but school and just time in general, just personal stuff got in the way. But now I'm here. I'm doing it. I have the motivation. I'm ready to go. So this is on Skype here, right? The kinda, well, not really the third, but like the third saga basically of One Piece, right? And this arc, I actually did not like this arc when I first watched it. Like my first go through of One Piece, like a couple years ago, like almost five now actually. I hated it. I thought it was the worst arc up to that point. So my I've always had like a bad taste in my mouth from that experience. I didn't like it. But now that I rewatched it, like back in December, and because I'm so lazy, I forgot to make this video. Um, my opinion has changed dramatically. My opinion is not the same as what it was before. Skypiea now, compared to like the last two arcs or sagas that we've gone through, so Alabasta and Romance Dawn, Skypiea is the best arc out of those three. Like hands down, it's the best arc out of those three. The lore, the fights, the characters, the story, everything surrounding that saga or not saga arc. It's just amazing. Like I love it. It's not the best arc like in a series that's like what's to come. Excuse me, but that like this arc right here in like the space of like oh Skype just finished and we don't know what's to come. It's the best. Like it's actually the best arc so far, and it's just like all the way from the beginning when we're in Jaya, like before we get to Skypia, just like all those interactions about the rumors around the island itself, like people obviously believing it's just a fairy tale, like it's just stupid to think that you could actually try and go up there, you know? Like people doubting other people's dreams, you know? Like all of that was set up so beautifully. Well, I'm not a writer, so I can't even say if it was set up beautifully, but I liked it. So it's the point. Like the characters there, like Bellamy, the old man who was there, what's it called, with his goons. It's just they're trying to figure out if Luffy can actually do it, and he was basically like the key to like give him the way to do it. But even he hasn't done it yet, so he doesn't even know. And turns out he's a descendant of a guy named Nolan who did go to the Sky Islands. So it's just like people view Nolan as a liar, and so that what's it called? That stain on their ancestry isn't going away. But yeah, anyways, that like all of Jaya was just amazing. I loved all of it. It was so good, so emotional, so impactful. Like I loved it. And then they take the way up to Sky Island, which is just like a water spout or a geyser in the middle of the ocean next to Jaya and all that. And they go up to Sky Island and they get there. Now it's the second part of the saga, Skypiea. Skypiea is clutch. Like it's amazing because like I said, I don't like the arc a lot, so I forgot a lot about it. I didn't remember anything about it. So re going through it was like almost like it was a whole new experience because my glasses were tainted by like honestly just disgust and disdain for this art. Disgust is kind of a strong word for fictional media, but yeah, going through it now, like it felt so great because I was so pleasantly surprised by the fact that like it's amazing. This arc is great. Like with Alabasta, I went through it and I was like, I mean, this isn't as good as I remember it being, but it's still good. So like, it went from like an 8 to like a 7 on a good day and a 6 on a bad day. For Skypeia, it just went from like, oh, this is trash to this is an 8 out of 10 every single day. Like, it's just so good, honestly. Like talking about the introduction where it's like they're showing us around Skypeia, all the natives from like the god part of it. They're just so cool, introducing all the dial technology that they have, which is completely different from what people have down on what's it called, on dry land. It's just like that, setting up all that technology and everything is just so cool. The people, like their structure, the way that they live, so I'm like, oh, it's not that different from us, but it's different. You can notice it. It's just so cool. Like meeting all the people, it's cool. And then you get later on, you find out that there's a god on this island called Anil. People hate him. I mean, because he's not a benevolent god, and it's just like meeting all that, learning that he's in the jungle, and just exploring. Like basically, the goal here is to explore. Like there's no real goal in the beginning of what the Straw Hats want to do. So you're just exploring. You're finding the world as they do, and it's awesome. Like you get to explore all of this until the conflict comes where what's it called? Nami, Zoro, Chopper, and Robin get taken away. Like they get lost in the forest, or not forest, jungle. So it's like then the conflict comes. Like, oh, we have to find them, and then the conflict just implodes and keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where oh, Luffy's fighting a god now. So it's just like the story doesn't slouch. Like it starts slow in the beginning, but it picks up a lot like throughout the middle and to the end. So I like it. I like it a lot. The story definitely pulls through in all fronts. Then you have the characters. The characters, there's the people of Skypiea, so Enil and all his people. I forgot the name of the old man and the girl that were there in the beginning. It's been so long. You have them, you have the natives, and you have Luffy and his crew. So it's three groups, right? The natives are sick. They're dope because there it, there's a bunch of reveals that happen in this arc, and one of the reveals is that Skypiea is actually the second part of Jaya. Like it's the other half of Jaya. Because when you look at it on a map, or prehistoric, not prehistoric, an old map from like let's say 500 years ago, Jaya was a lot bigger. And then you realize, oh shit, the water spout or the geyser knocked Jaya, the other half of Jaya, up into the sky, and that became Sky Island. The natives are there, are giant people, like so. She's that's so cool. And then Nolan, the guy who came to Sky Island, he did come to Sky Island. Like he met the natives, but because when he came back to find them and the geyser knocked them up into the sky, he was known as a liar. So then they made a tale out of him, Nolan the liar, and he got executed because he lied to the king, quote unquote. So his backstory, which is really sad, but man, what's it called? All the characters there are pretty cool. Then you have the people in Skypiea who like they were already in the sky. They just came over to the other part of Jaya to be like, oh, you're in the sky now. Let's have a civil war so we can take your land. And that's going on till this day. Actually, it's still going on. And so it's just like there's a lot of story in this, and the characters have a lot of deep-rooted involvement into the story. So it's not like oh, Luffy just shows up and now he's a part of the story. Well, that kind of is how it happened because he just gets involved, but like not because he's trying to help people, because it's just like he's trying to get his crew back. And then all of a sudden he realizes, oh shit, this dude is horrible, and he's hurting a lot of the people on this island. He needs to be stopped. And so through the interactions that they had and all that, it leads to them trying to stop Enio. It doesn't start like, oh, you're the bad guy, alright, let's take you out. It leads to that. So it's just really cool. All the characters and all that are important. Like almost every single character. Not well, not almost, but like a good majority of them that we get to see. And then we have the fights, the hype moments. The hype moments are so good on this arc. Like honestly, um, damn. Well, if I can name one of them, oh, Chopper and the Sky Knight. When the ship was being set on fire, like that was Man, Sanji and Usopp trying to rescue Nami, that was fire. Like, indescribable fire. The native chief and Zoro trying to fight Enel, but they can't because he's just too strong. That shit was fire. Oh my gosh, like, and then Luffy versus Enel. That was the peak of the arc. Like, no, needless to say, like, the only thing that I didn't like about it was the fact that, like, if Luffy wasn't a rubber man, he would have lost, right? Like, it's very circumstantial and like situational that he got that lucky, right? Oh, I mean, he didn't really do anything to get this win except fight with this just normal base power, you know. But that didn't ruin the fight for me. It's just more like, oh, that's cool. That's a little thing. It's kind of funny, honestly, but I mean, even then, it's like, all right. Whether I think that's better than Luffy versus Crocodile, nah, I don't think it is. But doesn't mean that it's a bad fight. I think Luffy versus Crocodile is one of the greatest fights in One Piece. Like that fight can't be like easily taken down unless if you're like a crazy arc, which we'll get to later on. But yeah, Luffy versus Crocodile, awesome. Neo versus Luffy, awesome. Like a small margin separates them. But yeah, at the end of it all, Luffy beats Neo. The natives are really thankful. The Skypians are really thankful. The old god, who was actually the Sky Knight, who I mentioned earlier, he comes back and becomes the new god again. And basically, they're trying to start peace talks. Like the hurt from all the 400 years of turmoil or civil war that they had, or not civil war, just war, is still there. But Luffy being there added more like, oh, all right, it's time to change, type of feel. Like so their visit to Skypiea had impact. Like that's honestly what I like about this arc as a whole. Because they were there, they changed like the islands forever. Like this visit has impact. And oh, excuse me. Ah. And he's gonna be remembered and all that. Oh, the Straw Hats are. So it's just pretty cool, honestly. Like, but yeah, after that they go back down to the ocean and they're on their way to Water 7. Yeah, that's the end of it, honestly. Skypiea, to me, 8 out of 10. 8 to 9 out of 10 on his good days. Like, that show is just so good. It was such a pleasant surprise compared to what I thought it was originally. Like, it just goes to show, like, sometimes something that you think is really bad, if you just give it another try, it may change your opinion, honestly. Like, you can't just make your judgment final on it. You gotta at least give it another try, you know? Before saying, alright, I don't like this, or alright, this is great. But yeah, anyways, I really enjoyed this arc, and the next arc that I'm gonna be talking about is Water 7, which is under like the Enies Lobby saga. And man, let me tell you, I'm excited as fuck, dog. Oh man, cause like talking about those two arcs is just like it's talking a lot about how I feel about one of my favorite parts of it. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you could get through me rambling about fiction that I had to even make for about like 15 minutes. But anyways, uh, damn, I forgot. I hope y'all enjoy it. I don't remember if I said that or not. I probably did. I did actually. No, I did. And yeah, enough rambling. I'll check y'all out. Peace.